Fourth grade into math 11.6 part 2 on your own. Number 5. Isaiah hikes 11/12 mile along the Lake View Trail. Cheryl hikes 3/5 mile along the same trail. Who hikes further? Use a fraction comparison strategy to support your reasoning. So this is either where we can do a common numerator or we can do a common denominator. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Numerator or denominator? Okay, so let's list our multiples for 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right? Okay, what about 12? 12, 24, 36, what else? 48, 60. So if we went on, can we eventually get to 60 for 5? Yes. Okay. So basically all they did was they took 5 times 12, right? Okay. So we have 3/5 equals something over 60. And we have 11/12 equals something over 60. Okay. How did I get from 5 to 60? Times 12. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. 3 times 12 is 36. Okay. How did I get from 12 to 60? Times 5. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 11 times 5 is? So 3/5 is less than 55/60th. So who hikes further? Cheryl or Isaiah? Guys, we said that 11/12 was the greatest. So Isaiah. Okay, do you guys want common numerator or common denominator?
Common numerator.
Okay, so I heard mainly common denominator. So what's going to be our new common denominator for these? Just multiply them. 3 times 4, which would be 12. Okay, so our new denominator, we're going to go with this 12. So how did I get from 3 to 12? Times 4. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 4 times 4 is? And then, how did I get from 4 to 12? Times 3. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 5 times 3 is? So 16/12 is greater than 15/12, or 4/3 is greater than 5/4. Okay, next one. Now, if I need to, could I get some paper?
Yes.
Okay, because for me, that's getting kind of tight. Okay, now if it's getting kind of tight for you, then get some paper and rewrite the problem and then do that. All right. If you have room, then you're good to go. All right. So I have 1/6 compared to what? 2/10.
Yeah.
Okay. What could be our new denominator? Could we do 60 of 6 times 10?
Yeah.
You could. Okay. Is there another number that would maybe work? 30, right? Okay, and it doesn't get so big then. Or you can do 60. Okay, either way. Okay, so how did I get from 6 to 30? Times 5. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, how did I get from 10 to 30? Times 3. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 2 times 3 is 6. So 5/30 is less than 6/30. So 1/6 is less than 2/10. Okay, I have 12 and I have 8. What would be my least common multiple for those? Okay, I heard 24. Let's see. 8, 16, 24, 12, 24. I listed my multiples. Is that my least common multiple? Yes. Okay. 24. Okay, how did I get from 12 to 24? Times 2. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 9 times 2 is 18. How did I get from 8 to 24? Times 3. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 6 times 3 is 18. So 9 twelfths is equal to 6 eighths. Alright, so on these next ones, they want us to put a numerator in there that makes the statement true. But first of all, we have to get a common denominator. So what would be our least common multiple of 4 and 6? So if I list my multiples, 4, 8, 12. If I did 6, 6, 12. So what is it? 12, right?
Yeah.
So I write 12. How did I get from 4 to 12? Times 3. So what I do on the bottom, I have to do on the top. So times 2, okay? So this all has to be less than 3 twelfths. So could I do 1? 1/6? Okay, so if I did that, would that get me 2 twelfths? Is that still less than 3 twelfths? Yes. Okay, so we're going to put 1 in that box. Okay, next one, we have 4 tenths, and then I have 5 in the denominator. Do I need to change both? No. Okay, so I'm going to say 10, right? How did I get from 5 to 10? What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. And this needs to be less than 4. So what could I put in there that would maybe work? What about if I did 1 again? And then that would get me 2, right? Is 2 tenths less than 4 tenths? Yes. If I would have put 2 in there, would that have worked? No, because that would have got me 4 tenths and that would have been equal. So we had to go with 1, right? Okay. Do we need to change both of these? No. We just need to get this one to be over 8. How did I get from 2 to 8? Times 4, right? What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. And this has to be less than 9/8. So what can I put in there? I only have 2 choices, right? A 1 or a 2, okay? Because 2 times 4 is 8, right? Okay, and then also 1 would have been less than as well, okay? So Marcos rides his bicycle 6/4 of a mile. Janice rides her bicycle 14/8 of a mile. Janice says she rides farther than Marcos because 14 is greater than 6. Do you agree with Janice's reasoning? Okay. Okay, so we need to see if Janice is correct or not. So we're going to say yes or no. Okay, because, okay, what can we do? Did we get a common denominator? Okay, so 6/4 equals, do we have to change 14/8? No. Okay, so how did I get from 4 to 8? Times 2. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 6 times 2 is 12. So is 12/8 still more? Yes. Okay. So she is correct, but is her reasoning correct? No, her reasoning is not correct that 14 is greater than 6, right? Okay, because you would still have to change something else. Okay, so she's correct with what she said, but her reasoning is not. Okay, so use visual models to justify your answer. Okay, we're going to skip that part just because we're short on time. All right. Okay, we're also going to skip 18 because we're short on time. So on your own, number 13, open-ended. Michelle has 4/6 cups of blueberries. Robin has a greater amount of blueberries, but they are measured in 8. what could be the amount of blueberries that Robin has? Okay, so this is kind of like what we had before. So we have 4 sticks, and then they said Robin has a greater amount of blueberries. Okay, so this is Michelle, this is Robin, and then hers are measured in 8ths though. Okay, so what would be our common denominator? Can we just do 48? Yeah. Okay. So we're looking for this right here. Kind of like we did on the other side, right? So how did I get from 6 to 48? What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 4 times 8 is 32, right? Okay. How do I get from 8 to 48? Times 6. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So this number has to be bigger than 32. So what could I put in there?
36.
If I put a 2 in here, that's only going to get me a 12. Will that work? No. Okay. I heard somebody say 36. So if I had 36 here and I put a 6 here, would that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So I could use either 6 or 7, right, to get me to make that statement true. So we could do 6 or 7 could go in our box. Okay, so we went ahead and marked out 14 also. You guys are going to do 15, 16, 17 with a partner. Then I'm going to check them. And then you guys are going to do your homework on your own.